starts right now. Wake up with Rich or play catch up all day. This is News Radio WRVA.
I don't know how I feel about Joey Logano winning the race this weekend, Gary. Super Dave. I don't know how I feel about that. You want to know why, Super Dave?
Why is that?
You saw him
I did. Race? Yes, I did.
How was his hair?
He didn't have any. He had a shaved head.
Bald, shaved his head. I saw this kid as a 16-year-old wet behind the ears punk who was fighting with my favorite driver, Kevin Harvick. So I've never been a Joey Logano fan. And the fact of the matter is now I am so old that he's shaving his head.
So you hate bald people is what you're saying.
No.
You're anti-baldite.
No, what I'm saying
and being
is,
follically challenged as myself, I take offense to that.
No, what I'm saying is the fact that he's old enough that he is follically challenged, meaning that if he's old, that makes me really old.
You are really old.
I know. I
thought I was old and then I met you.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. My dad used to tell me, he goes, Mijo, I look in the mirror. Mijo means my son in Spanish. He goes, Mijo, I look at myself in the mirror and I wonder, who is this old man staring at me in the mirror? I'm like, I don't want to be that old man staring in the mirror.
You ran a good race, though. He
did.
And he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
And it was a close race most of the whole time.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning, everybody.
Harvick's retired, so you're okay.
I know. And he's old. He's gray.
Yeah.
He's got more gray hair than I do. Maybe he's got a more stressful job.
I don't remember what his hair looks like. So
I saw him in high school. I used to go cover him when he was in high school. I didn't think he had his driver's license, and he was already driving a stock car. So now I'm just feeling old. Hey, good morning, everybody. Don't worry. We've got plenty to talk about on the program today. It is Monday, August 17th, the year of our Lord 2026. Appreciate you joining us on this Monday. And again, for all the parents out there that are rejoicing as Gary gives you the countdown to your kids going back to school, you're welcome. To all the kids out there that are mad that Gary sounds so excited that you got to go back to school, you can address those concerns to him. But we've got plenty to get to this morning on Richmond's Morning News Brief. We'll talk with Brian Kilmeade. He joins us every Monday. And we will talk about traffic safety with kids going back to school. That's on the agenda for the program for today. Oh, by the way, can I just give you a big congratulations? Our golf tournament that we have that's going to benefit Tunnel to Towers. Again, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. I've been saying, please sign up. Please, let's raise money for a great cause. There's been some wonderful people that have stepped up to be a part of it, including my friends from Veterans Fire Protection, Better Floors, and GreerFinancialGroup.com. I'm happy to tell everybody we are now taking names on a waiting list. We have sold out all of our foursomes. We're trying to see if we can fit some more in, but this thing is going to be a huge success, so thank you. To everyone who signed up to play, it means a lot to us here at the radio station. It's going to be a great day. If you want to find out more information or make a donation to Tunnel to Towers, you can. It is WRVA.com/golf. Oh, and by the way, Dave, we're counting down to the meetup at Tom Leonard's on Saturday. I was talking with TJ over the weekend. On Saturday, I am cooking tri-tip sirloin steaks out in front of Tom Leonard's on Saturday beginning at 11. My friends from River City Wrangler is going to be out there displaying their Jeeps. It's going to be fun. Come by, have a steak sandwich, and the proceeds from that day will go to benefit wreaths across America. So I'm pretty excited about all of that. All right, with all that being said, let's get to Richmond's Morning News Brief on this Monday, August 17th. First big story of the day, the MAU is DOA.
Number one.
What they have done to decimate Iran's defense industrial base, wiping out 85% of their ballistic missiles and their nuclear program, has set Iran back decades or generations.
All right, that's Senator Jim Banks this weekend on some of the cable news shows, but here's the deal. The MAU, 60 days to try to get to an agreement, that's gone. It's been gone for a while, but it officially expires today. So now there's no agreement. There's nothing going on. The Trump administration, we'll talk about this with Brian Kilmeade coming up, will now unleash Scott Bessent. It's like in, was it Game of Thrones, Super Dave, where they go, release the Kraken. Well, they're going to release Scott Bessent to absolutely do everything he can to destroy the Iranian economy, bringing them to the table, asking for a few things. Now I think it looks like you need three things out of the Iranians. Number one, no nukes. Number two, that Strait of Hormuz has got to stay open. And number three, the proxies have got to stop. We'll see what happens.
That's Clash of the Titans.
Oh, is that Clash of the Titans?
Yeah,
Release the Kraken?
Release the Kraken, yeah.
What did they say in Game of Thrones? I never watched Game of Thrones.
Me neither. I never watched it either.
Release the Kraken!
Yeah, Clash of the Titans. I've seen the original many times, and I saw the remake too.
Thank you for correcting me. I
That's
appreciate
how
it.
nerdy I am.
Look at you keeping me accountable. Release Scott Bessent! So we'll see what happens. All right, story number 2. We talked about Virginia and Capitol Square and talked about City Hall just not being good stewards of our money. I got 2 stories today I'm going to relate to you that's going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about.
Number 2.
All right, so I've said this, and I've talked about this with Mayor Danny Avula. We've got to clean up the waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption that we see within City Hall. I'm going to tell you how bad it is. Last week, the city announced that these grant proposals, they were all shams. It was just giving money to their friends. They're going to stop being approved by City Hall. This is how bad the waste, fraud, and abuse inside Richmond City Hall is. They're actually having to farm these out to third parties because apparently there's nobody trustworthy within City Hall that's demonstrated they can get through the waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption within that City Hall government building. So they're going to have to farm these things out. Farm these things out to third parties. That's what poor stewards this city has been under LeVar Stoney and all the other mayors before that. That tells you something about how bad the waste, fraud, and abuse is. And again, I want a full accounting of where our money's going before you ask me to increase the sales tax within the city of Richmond. Story number 2, you've probably seen this. Democrats are squawking about this. The big, beautiful bill by Donald Trump has put Virginia on notice that we are going to get hammered. We are going to get hammered by some chargebacks against SNAP. Well, what really happened? We'll talk about that. Basically, we've done a lousy job of taking care of the money that the federal government has been giving us to give out to SNAP benefits. Now we owe $266 million because of our poor stewardship of taxpayer money. We'll talk about that today on the program. Story number 3. We're going to get into this with Brian Kilmeade as well. The USS Lincoln is returning back to home port after an extended tour in the Middle East. This is a big story we're going to cover today on Richmond's Morning News.
Number 3.
So lots of controversy across social media and different politicians popping off about this. The USS Lincoln will return home after being out to sea for over, I think it's 6 months. That's a really long cruise for a U.S. warship. There was a spouse of a sailor who has gone public saying there's lots of mental health issues. There's lots going on. The food's not good. They're running out of food. And then, of course, the people that hate Donald Trump had to jump online to share pictures of what they were calling the galleys within that ship. Unfortunately, once you look a little bit closer at what they were saying, here's what they're getting fed. There were cinder block walls next to the tables where the sailors were eating. I don't know about you, but on the, I don't know about your where you eat, there's no cinder block walls on a battleship, on a aircraft carrier, anywhere in the U.S. Navy. They turned out to be frauds. A lot of this is, well, let's see if we can find another way to hate the president. And when you put the troops in the middle of that, it's awful. It is awful. That's story number 3. We'll get plenty of discussion this morning on Richmond's Morning News. Story number 4. You know how much I love AI, but there's a limit what AI could do, and a mom found out about that in Kentucky. That's story number 4.
Number 4.
Mom, did you know that we live in Vanecki? And I said, what are you talking about? The periodic table is just jarbled words. We have new planets called Mark. It's crazy. Oh, we have to pay a $10 instructional fee every year in order to get this agenda. You're making us pay for something that you used AI for.
Okay, so here's what happened. So a mom has gone viral because she shared some AI garbage that was in I think it's a middle schooler's homework, finding out that Kentucky was misspelled, Tennessee was misspelled. Mom is going viral because she shared some of the AI garbage that is in her middle schooler's workbook. Even worse, she has to pay an instructional fee for the workbook riddled with errors. Let me remind everybody, GPT stands for Generative Predictive Text. It tells you what you want to hear. You have to put guardrails on it. AI is not perfect, and if you use AI, you use it as a tool, not as something to actually replace what you are going to do. And the mom discovered that whoever used this AI prompt to help put together the workbook didn't double check their work. And I, as someone who cannot spell to save my life, always has to double check my spelling, and most of the times I miss it. We might get into that today on the program. And then, of course, Super Dave is king of the world today. You want to know why? Because his soda is more popular than mine.
Number 5.
All right, the world's most popular soda is I don't. What is the world's most popular soda, Super Dave?
I have no idea.
All right, but in Virginia,
it's Dr. Pepper.
It's not Diet Coke.
No,
that hurts my feelings.
And I drink Diet Dr. Pepper most of the time. I've got a cup up full of it over here.
Can't they call it the same?
That's pretty much the same thing. Tastes the same to me, anyway.
All right. Here's what I got for you. There's a website that put out the most popular sodas in the United States. Dr. Pepper, huge across the South and in the West. It's number 1 in 17 different states, Dave.
He's a popular doctor.
He's a popular
More
doctor.
popular than Dr. Fauci.
Oh, that's true. Alaska, Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Montana, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. It's the number 1 soft drink.
Those are all smart states.
Canada Ginger Ale is strong in the Northeast. Maine, Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania all love their ginger ale. Schweppes Ginger Ale is number 1 in New York. Didn't know that. Mountain Dew, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, South Carolina, Wisconsin. Diet Mountain Dew in the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Nebraska. Believe it or not, Classic Coca-Cola is number 1 in only 3 states, Florida, Georgia, and Louisiana. But Diet Coke is top in 4 states, Massachusetts, Utah, Illinois, and Washington. Coke Zero, I drink a lot of Diet Coke. I drink a lot of Coke Zero here, is number 1 in 2 different places. Guess where? California and Hawaii. Pepsi is only number 1 in 1 place, Delaware. Thought that was kind of interesting. What's your favorite soda? Give us a little jingle here. You can reach us on the James River Air text line, 833-804-1140. Do you agree Dr. Pepper is number 1 in the Commonwealth of Virginia? Super Dave would be very excited about that. I will still stick with my Diet Coke. All right, we've got a lot to get to this morning on the program. Again, Brian Kilmeade comes up in about 45 minutes from now. Let me remind everybody, today's program is brought to you by our friends at Men's Wellness Centers. For thousands of guys